Ben Shapiro kind of having an epiphany, like, oh crap, these people that I've stood side to side with are now turning on me because they don't like me. And here's the thing, before I get into it, here's the thing when it comes to white Christian nationalism. They promote this idea that white Christian nationalism is the one way to God. It is the only American way to exist on American soil. But I just want to say that crime is not specific to one gender, one demographic, one race. So once white Christians, and if white Christians ever get their goal agenda completed and established in the United States, say if there was just white Christians in the United States, right? Guess what, who they're going to turn on? It's going to be like, here's the tracks. If you're on the south side of the tracks, you're garbage, you're dirt, you're gross. If you're on the north side of the tracks, you're good, you're amazing, you're wanted, you're God. And it's never going to end. There will never be this end of discrimination or profiling or boxing in one of another. It will never end. Even if America became suddenly one day, hypothetically, all white Christians, they will find some way to divide each other, because guess what? That's how dynamics work. There will always be a divide. But let's go ahead and look at these clips from Nick Fuentes and how disgustingly vile Nick Fuentes is.
You can call me a Nazi. You better be careful. Because if I'm a Nazi, then there's millions of young people that are following a fucking Nazi. So you better be careful about those words.
That's so evil. And that's so sick. Like, if you're acting like a Nazi and you have Nazi rhetoric, guess what? You're a Nazi. And the fact that he used that as a threat to be like, hey, if you're calling me a Nazi, guess what? Everyone standing behind me is a Nazi. That's a war of words. That's a call to action. That's a, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time to get our Nazi tattoos and start fighting for this America we see as America. It's pretty sadistic thinking, if you really think about it. And not even sadistic thinking. It's sadistic rhetoric to rally a group of people to understand that, hey, we have one understanding about what America should be. Let's rally each other up because we're all Nazis. It's crazy.
You're saying I'm a Nazi, I'm a monster. There's a million monsters then. There's a million Nazis out there then.
That's the problem.
Because they love my show, and they agree with me way more than they agree with you, and they're pissed off. And they'll follow me into battle. So you better be real careful. You're barking up the wrong tree with that. You can call me a Nazi.
Call to action. He says he has his warriors, his internet warriors. So again, it's just the sickness that infiltrates America when it comes to white Christians and white men who have this bruised ego that they believe they need to be a savior for America, when in reality, they just can't even score a job because they're not intelligent enough for it. And instead of working harder, they want to rip away DEI that affords actual qualified individuals opportunities that they wouldn't truly get because of, racist pricks like Nick Fuentes. Let's go ahead and listen to something else. Even though I don't want to.
I'm not surprised why women don't support me. Women are irrational and sensitive. It's just like my whole life. Because I was always like the class clown. I was always like bullying women. And
bullying women.
Women have always been like simultaneously charmed, but also like, oh, stop it. Oh, you're so annoying. You know what I mean? That kind of
lies.
Thing. That's how women are with like a...
Let me tell you this. No one is looking at that hobbit and saying, oh, he's so charming. I can guarantee you that. No one is looking at this Muppet head hobbit being like, this man is charming. Instead, they are looking at him like he is repulsive. He's one of those high school kids that thought he was hot, but truly wasn't, and everyone made fun of him behind his back. Okay? That's who he was. He was scum. Everyone was grossed out and weirded out by him, and he probably smelled like hot Cheetos 24/7. Okay? The hot Cheetos were coming from his balls. That's what it was when it comes to this man. Like, this scum. He's not a man. This scum. It's disgusting.
With like my personality type, you're like a rascal, you know, you're like a bastard. And they're kind of like, because I'm like a rule breaker and stuff. And so
you're not a rule breaker. You're just a shit talker. And just because you have a microphone and a podcast doesn't mean you'll go to war tomorrow. I'm pretty sure if they tried to draft you, you would be running.
Women simultaneously are intrigued by that, but they also have to pretend like they're not, because women, it's sort of like how
no one's pretending that they're not interested in you. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee you.
A lot of women want to be raped. And when I say raped, I mean like, that sounds bad when I say it like that. But there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them. But also they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
This is what kids are listening to. This is what young white men in America, even black men in America, are listening to. That women want to be raped. This is insane. And this is not okay. And this leads me to Jesse Mack Butler. If you guys don't know who Jesse Mack Butler is, let me go ahead and pull up an article. I'm glad this segued into this because it's, again, let me go ahead and pull up a picture of him, actually. This is Jesse Mack Butler. Of course, no pictures just want to pull up, but okay. This is Jesse Mack Butler. Not a good picture because it's all blurry. Why is everything blurry on Google today? Everything I pull up on Google is just blurry. Anyway, this is Jesse Mack Butler. And he's probably the kind of guy that follows the words of Nick Fuentes in that women want to be raped. And it's disgusting that that would come out of anyone's mouth. But the fact that this man says he has millions of followers that are Nazis just like him, that hinge on every word he says and believes it to be some sort of gospel, allows it to infiltrate Americans' minds, white young men American minds, to the point of this man, Jesse Mack Butler. Now, I don't know if Jesse Mack Butler ever listened to Nick Fuentes. I don't know anything truly too deep about Jesse Mack Butler. I'm still getting into the case myself because I'm looking into it and I'm investigating myself before I report on it. But this man, Jesse Mack Butler, strangled, sodomized, and raped multiple girls in Oklahoma. And not only did he commit these actions, but he's getting away with these actions as a youthful offender to protect his future. And this is a young white man. If this was a man of any other demographic, they would be treated as an adult. They would be tried as an adult, not only for one count, but I believe from what I remember, 10 felony counts of misconduct against women. And again, this is why I say America has an accountability problem when it comes to men like Jesse Mack Butler, when it comes to men like Nick Fuentes, who promotes and promulgates this information that is so sadistic that it infiltrates and just tarnishes young men's minds. The fact that a man can sit on a live and say, women want to be raped, and allow that to infiltrate young men's minds is scary and sadistic. And when you allow that to happen, when you allow a president who said, grab him by the pussy, when you allow these sick influencers to say, rape young women, they want it. You get Jesse Mack Butler, who actually does it.